Good morning, everybody. This is our advanced core class today. I hope all you guys are ready. I hope you're a little bit warmed up at least. If not, while I'm talking, take a few minutes to touch your toes, reach side to side, stretch out just a little bit. What we're going to do today is we're going to do a set of 3 exercises. And then in between this, after the 3 sets of 3 exercises, we're going to take a break and do what I call a little bit of a breather exercise, which involves mostly stretching to catch your breath. These are core exercises. If you currently are hurting, you might not want to do these. If you currently have any restrictions due to a spinal condition, shoulder, disc, knee, foot injury, if you're currently feeling any symptoms, probably don't even attempt it. Go to one of my other classes, the beginners or intermediate, and see if you can get through any of those without any difficulty. In this class here, you'll be expected to be able to do a push-up. You'll be expected to do a sit-up, which we'll go over in just a minute. It's not a traditional sit-up. And a few other things like a squat. And so if any of those movements seem undoable to you, go ahead and revert back to one of those other classes. If you think that you can hack the class today, I don't know if I can, but we'll see. I haven't done this before in this arrangement, so we'll see what we can do. I have a set of 3 exercises that we're going to do 3 sets of. But when we do a set of each of those exercises, I'm going to shoot for 10. I may not get to 10. That's okay. If you can do 10 of each, keep going with 10 of each. If you can't do 10 of each, go ahead and stop. If your body is saying, hey, I don't feel like I can do this with good form, stop. There's no point in continuing and using muscles that you shouldn't be using to do that exercise, and that's when you're going to hurt yourself. So if you feel like you're ready to go, broomstick, if all you have is actually a broom, that works too. A tennis ball, lacrosse ball, golf ball. This is a ball I got from a store. This is called the Orb. This is like a foam roller type of ball. I might use that, I don't know, we'll see. But that's not for foam rolling. We're going to use it for an exercise in just a second. First of all, with the broomstick, we're not going to use it like a squat this way, but we are going to use it for a squat. What I want you to do is lay it along your back. The stick or dowel, or PVC pipe, whatever you got, the broom, should touch your butt. It should also touch your upper back. It should also touch your head. It shouldn't be touching your low back. If it's already touching your low back, well, hopefully your hand is there, but if it's already touching your low back, then you're starting off with poor posture. So try to get those 3 spots touching your butt, your upper back, and your head, and try to do some warm-up squats with those 3 spots touching. This is an exercise I give to people who like to squat, weighted squats. And with the weighted squats, form is actually absolutely imperative. Having good form is, otherwise you're asking for trouble. I lost count there. I don't care exactly how many you do. That's not what we're looking for here. So that was broomstick squat. We're also going to use this stick in the same way. If you're wondering to yourself, which hand should I use to go behind, it doesn't matter. And which hand should I use to go on top, it doesn't matter. But the next movement is going to be a deadlift, so you're going to bow. And so you want to keep those 3 spots touching the stick still. So the butt, the upper back, and the head. Many of you will notice that your upper back dips forward too much as you bow forward. try to keep the upper back touching. If your head moves away from the stick, try to keep your head level, try to keep your head touching. It's not just the movement that's important, it's the quality of the movement. And so I want to stress that going forward, that the quality of the movement supersedes the quantity of the movement. Ultimately, I don't care if you're able to do 3 or 12 or 15 or 80. The point is to do as many as you can correctly. I don't know how many you can do correctly, so for me to tell you is kind of silly. For me to pretend like I know is ridiculous. But it's imperative that you try to figure it out for yourself, because as if you can, that tool is priceless going forward to figure out at what point you should stop yourself before, hurting yourself with an exercise. Even with a coach, a personal trainer, a physical therapist, or a chiropractor watching you, it's still possible to hurt yourself. I've seen it with the top professionals. You could still hurt yourself training. So take it upon yourself. That's not to scare you into not doing the exercise, but it is to say that don't feel like the number of the repetitions is the most important thing. Okay, I'm going to see if I can bring this down just a little bit. I have the golf ball. If you have a tennis ball, a weighted ball, a 2-pound weighted ball is actually perfect. If you have a tennis ball, a golf ball, a baseball doesn't work too well because of all the stitchings on it. I'm going to lift up my shirt a little bit because then I can feel the ball on my back. What I want you to do is have a divot in your low back in this horse stance position. I think they call it table in yoga. So what I'm saying is, if your back is rounded like that, that ball is going to fall right off. So you have to put a divot into the low back, and in doing so, keep it there as you bring one arm forward, and then the other arm forward, and then one leg backwards, and then the other leg backwards, and then opposite limbs. Keep going with the opposite limbs. If the ball rolls off with the opposite limbs, if it keeps rolling off, resort back to the one leg at a time. If it still keeps rolling off with that, resort back to one arm at a time. There's no point in doing this exercise unless you have a ball on your back. I'll be honest with you. So if you can't balance it, keep trying. That means you're just not trying hard enough. You're not using the input of the ball on your back to level your pelvis and maintain some lumbar lordosis throughout these movements. This is probably not the most fatiguing exercise out there, but I like to do the squat and the deadlift and the bird dog right off the bat, because these are exercises that will introduce your body to good form, and then some of that form will carry over into the other exercises that we'll be doing here today. Alrighty, moving on. The first set of 3 exercises we're going to do today: squat, sit-up, push-up. So we're not going to use a stick. I just want you to squat. We'll do 10 squats, 10 sit-ups. The sit-ups we're going to do, they're CrossFit sit-ups. The knees will be bent. I'll show you real quick what a CrossFit sit-up is. The knees will be bent, and the knees will be dropping apart. That's what a CrossFit sit-up is. Squat, CrossFit sit-up, push-up. Let's go. We're going to do 10 of each, 3 sets, 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm having flashbacks to being a personal trainer. I felt like I was a glorified rep counter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to get to the point where you're out of breath. That is because your core muscles that are involved with stabilizing your torso and your spine are also the same muscles that are involved with active breathing patterns. Active breathing patterns means not your diaphragm, not the elastic recoil of your ribs and lungs, but all those other muscles in the torso that get activated when you breathe hard. And when I'm breathing hard, I'm gonna have to stop talking. I lost count, I think one more. Like I said, I'm not gonna guarantee that I can do 10 of each of every set of these. But listen to your body, because it might be different for you. Okay, one more round. After this round, we're going to take a breather, do an exercise that involves stretching. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. One, 2. Woo! My abs are cramping. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 10. I just barely squeezed out that last rep there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, catch your breath. Round 1 is done. While you're catching your breath, I want you to use the wall or a chair nearby and stretch out your quadriceps and your hip flexors. In this position, try to get your knee behind the other knee. Make sure the knees are close together and the leg isn't way out here. So the leg that you're stretching with your hand, try to pull that knee behind the other knee. And try to do so without leaning your whole body forward. All right, one more time stretch on each side. Maybe we'll do 3 stretches on each side. Let you catch your breath a little bit more. You'll notice I'm not even counting seconds. I'm not counting breaths on this stretch. You don't always have to. Sometimes just stretching is good. Stretching and breathing. All right, round 2. We're going to start off with something called the shin box. I'm going to go through that briefly. One shin goes in front of you. The other shin goes alongside you. They should make a 90-degree angle. That's we're going to do 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. And then we're going to do something called Russian dancer. I'm going to put you on this position, kick out one leg. If that seems pretty easy, opposite leg and hand. And then lastly, we're going to add torsional buttress. Don't worry about the name. It's a push-up position and you're touching your shoulder with one hand. All right. Shin box, Russian dancer, torsional buttress. Let's go with the shin box first. 5 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Russian dancer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Torsional buttress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to shin box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you can't, oops, I forgot to switch sides. We're doing 5 on each side. If you can't do the shin box without using the hands, go ahead and use your hands, but just a little bit. Right at the beginning there. Just push off at the beginning. One more. All right, Russian dancer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Torsional buttress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to shin box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Russian dancer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can't do both the arms and the hands, just do arms. If you can't do both the legs and the arms, just do the legs. Torsional buttress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, breather exercise. If you're near a wall, go ahead, put your arm up against the wall. Lean your body into it. I've got my elbow bent, my hands behind my head, stretching out lat muscle, some of the shoulder muscles. You might notice that my left is a little bit tighter than my right. That's okay. We live in an asymmetrical world. It's good to take note of these things, and you will probably notice that when you hurt more, these asymmetries are much more pronounced. So it stands to reason, if you can keep these asymmetries down to a minimum, it'll help you. It's not going to prevent the pain entirely, but it should help the overall dysfunctions improve, the way your body functions, to the point where you will be hurting less often, and if you do hurt, you'll get better quicker. All right, moving on. The next set of 3 exercises: plank roll, single leg deadlift toe touch, and crab kicks. So we've got plank roll. Give this a try real quick. Plank, roll to one side, plank, roll to the other side. What was the next one? Oh, single leg deadlift, toe touch. Back leg comes up, try to touch your toe. 5 on each side of that one too. Crab kicks. Nope, that's not a crab kick, it's a bear kick. Bear position, opposite arm and leg. It's a little bit harder than the bird dog. That's a lot harder than the bird dog. Okay, let's go. Plank roll first. Get into plank position. Roll onto your side. Plank position. Roll onto the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Single leg deadlift toe touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bear kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew! All right, back to plank roll. Plank, 1, plank, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, I'm running out of steam. Single leg deadlift toe touches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And bear kicks. Knees in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last round. I might not do 10. We'll see. Maybe you shouldn't either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Single leg toe touches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And bear kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. Let's get into child's pose for our breather. On your knees, bring the knees apart, big toes touching, butt goes down, then the head and arms. All right, we're gonna keep stretching here in the child's pose. Maybe rest up a little bit longer because we got one more round of 3 exercises. We're gonna do an additional breather. Find a chair. Feet going straight like 2 railroad tracks. Heel on the chair. Bring the toes towards you. Just hold and breathe. Try to get this knee straight. Like I said, I'm not holding for any particular length of time. Not counting breaths. Not counting seconds. Sometimes that's okay. You can listen to your body. But the most important thing is finding the right position, holding it, and then make sure that you're breathing. Do note that your bottom leg is going to want to twist out if you're not careful, which is why I say at the beginning, pretend like both feet, each foot has its own railroad track. All right, well, I've almost caught my breath here. We're going to see if we can get through one more round. You might be in better shape than me. That's okay. What I'm here to do today is pass along knowledge, not show you how in shape or out of shape I might be. Last round of exercises: windshield wipers, side plank with leg lift, and then a jumping lunge. So we got windshield wipers, laying your back, legs straight up, go to the side like that. We're going to do roll to each side. 5 on each side, so that totals 10. Side plank with leg lift. Now the plank this time, I'm going to use my palm instead of the forearm. Makes it harder. And we're just going to do 5 of those on each side. And then we're going to do a jump lunge. 5 on each side again, so total of 10. All the way down, jump, switch. Okay, let's get to the windshield wipers. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Side plank with lead lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On this one, really quick, try not to point your toes up. Try to keep your foot even. Last one, jumping lunge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. I don't know, I might not be able to get through 3 rounds of this. We'll see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll notice part of the exercise is switching your positions. So moving from jumping lunges to windshield wipers, getting down on the floor. Yeah, that's part of the exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm slowing down. 6, 7. I'm going to stop here. 8. You go, keep going. 9. Whew, 10. Side plank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And jumping lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoa! Just barely. All right. Breather exercise. Calf stretch. Find a wall. Get your leg out behind you. Push your heel into the floor. Not too complicated. Stretch out those calves. From the side, it looks something like this. Switch sides. Switch sides. One more time. Last time. That was a 36 minute routine. I want you to grab the stick again and do a few repetitions with good form at a slow pace. Interesting observation. I had the opportunity, and then do some deadlifts too. I had the opportunity to analyze gait analysis on a small number of people before and after they ran. This was associated with a local running shoe store. And then we're going to do the bird dog with the ball on back. Anyway, my point with the running shoe store, they had a treadmill set up with a video. And that allowed me to check people's form before and after they ran. And it was my general observation. So this was just a 5K run. For some people, 5K might seem like a lot. For some people, 5K is nothing. And at this particular running shoe store, they had a good form running class. So they went through, with these people, they went through what good form for running was. So these people all had a pretty good training. They knew what to do in order to get their running form as best as they could. But the people where 5K was a long run, their form looked great beforehand and terrible afterwards. And no matter what they did consciously to change their form, at the end of that run, I put them on the treadmill again, and no matter what they did, what suggestions I gave them, their form was terrible. My point was, for those people, 5K was too much. Somebody should point out to them, because I don't think they could do it for themselves. Somebody should point out to them to say, hey, your running form is not so great past 3 kilometers, mile and a half, 2 miles, whatever. Maybe you should stop there. Maybe you should walk the rest. A lot less chance for injury, and yet you're prolonging your cardiovascular workout to the point where eventually you can work up. There's a general rule in running, and I would say this holds true for any exercise, weight training, any exercise at all. Don't increase your time, intensity, weight, duration, whatever. Don't increase by more than 10% per week. You wouldn't go into the gym 1 week, bicep curl 5 pounds, and then the next week try 50 pounds. Don't go for a run one day and try to do 5K if the most you've ever walked was 1 or 2K. Too much too soon is the #1 cause of injury. You'll notice that when I did the last round of windshield wipers, I couldn't perform that last repetition. Lots of places, lots of personal trainers, I've seen them, would shout in your face and say, give me one more. I say, don't worry about it. If you keep trying, if you keep prolonging the duration of what you're doing, that's where the benefit is. If you feel like you're pretty exhausted now, maybe continue to stretch with some of those stretches that we did earlier. Maybe go for a short walk somewhere, prolong this exercise routine, prolong that cardiovascular benefit. And then next time, you might be able to do 1 or 2 more repetitions than you did today. But if you did complete 10 repetitions of every exercise, good for you. Kudos, because as much as I tried, I couldn't. I hope you guys had a great workout today. That's all I got for you. Pretty good. Looks like it's about 42 minutes. Have a great weekend.